What's up, y'all? I'm Jessica, and I'm just keeping it real. Welcome back to another video, y'all. If you are new, thank you for pressing that button and coming to see about what I am talking about. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, let's talk about ways to revive yourself. This has been a crazy year. One heck of a year, 2024. It has been. We are in October and things are still happening. We're discovering new things. We are seeing new things. And sometimes that can put us in a place where we don't feel good, where we are not comfortable. We may feel down. We may feel depressed, but we know deep down inside we have more energy and strength within us. So we want to revive ourselves. We want to pick up our spirits. We want to pick up our mood, and we want to do things that energizes us, right? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't relax and just chill and, just kind of be on the downside for a minute. And when I say downside, I don't mean down in the dumps, but just relax and refresh yourself and chill out for a moment. Nothing wrong with that, but you really have to sometimes look in deeper to see, am I depressed? Am I like going through something that I haven't acknowledged? What's going on within me, right? Why am I feeling this way? We want to keep asking ourselves those questions. Nothing wrong with it. If you have a person that you can talk to and have a conversation with about how you are feeling. I mean, your doctor is a good person, a counselor, your pastor, somebody, a therapist to talk to about your feelings and why you are feeling that way. And there are ways to revive ourselves. There are ways to do new things and different things. It's 3 ways that I'm going to revive myself, to heal myself, to bring myself out of the dumps if I ever, find myself in that place. And I have plenty of times, but I noticed that some of these things that I do help bring me out of that, that pity party, or that a place or a space where I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling well. And before I do that, I try to go in and see what's the root problem, what's the root cause, what's really going on. Why do I feel this way? And then when I kind of acknowledge, that I'm feeling this way because see, we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to acknowledge what the real deal is and why we feel this way. So when you get to a point where you can say, hey, I know exactly why I'm feeling this way. I didn't want to acknowledge it because I didn't want it to be true, but this is what it is. A friend upset me, a family member upset me, or something happened at work that kind of had me in a disarray, and now I'm feeling down in the dumps. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling a little bit depressed. I'm not feeling well. So here are some ways that I have used to revive my spirits and heal myself and pick up my spirits and just try to move on with life and go with the flow as much as possible. One of the things that I do is I go back to what is a hobby of mine that I've neglected. Probably we used to have, these different hobbies and things that we used to do, or not even just look at it as a hobby, just something that was extracurricular outside of work and, life and family and things like that. Something that made us happy, something that we enjoy. And I enjoy floral arrangement, right? I did that in high school as an extra credit class. And I just noticed, as I got older and start feeling certain ways, I started to think like, what is something that I can do that I used to do that used to bring me joy and happiness? And when I was in high school, I enjoyed floral arrangement. So I noticed, as you know, I never really noticed in grocery stores that they sold flowers. Okay, I never really noticed that. When I went to grocery stores, it was just to get food and come on out. But I started to notice that, these grocery stores all around me sell flowers. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy a bouquet of flowers and I'll do a floral arrangement. And I started doing that maybe last year or so. And I found that it really brought me peace. It really brought me joy and happiness. And I found myself humming and singing as I was arranging the flowers. So I encourage you to go back to some hobbies or find a new hobby, something that you've been wanting to do but you never tried out. Find that and do that so it can help you revive you and bring your spirits back up to where you want them to be. So the next thing I have done was volunteer work. Volunteer work is just something that is special about it to me, because you're helping the community, you're helping people, you're helping the organization, you're helping them thrive. And volunteer work does not mean a lot of work, right? You can volunteer once a month, once a week, on the weekends, right? You can go into your local community center, or you can even do better, go to volunteermatch.org. This is not sponsored, it's just something that I'm putting out there. Volunteermatch.org, and you can find in your local area ways to volunteer, whether you want to give back to an animal shelter, a homeless shelter, you want to help out women, you want to help out people who are in prison. There's so many different areas where you can be an advocate to do volunteer work and be helpful to the community, the people, and the organization. I mean, try it. It is something that is worthwhile. And it's actually how my son was able to get the job that he has now. He did some volunteer work for a couple of months, applied for a job that was similar to the volunteer work, and he got the job. So you just never know what volunteer work can bring, other than, your joy and happiness and peace and helpfulness to other people. And that is another way to bring up your spirit, revive yourself, and keep putting yourself in a good mood, right? I mean, I know things happen, life happens, and we feel a certain way all of the time, but we don't want to keep ourselves in that spot, right? We don't want to keep that ourselves in that mode of being depressed and having anxiety. It happens, but we don't want to stay in there. So again, these are just some ways that I'm sharing that have helped me to get through the times where I was just feeling like blah, right? I'm just feeling just overwhelmed, exhausted, and just wanted to do something new and different with my life, right? So first we talked about hobbies, second is volunteer work, and the third thing I'm going to talk to you about is reading. Yes, reading. Read a good book. Currently, right now, I am into self-help books, self-love, self-care books, like wellness books. And so I gone on to Amazon.com and just typed in wellness or self-care books, and so many different ones have shown up. And I just take my time, read the reviews, read what it's about, and of course decide if I'm going to get that book. Now, if you don't have the Amazon money, or you don't have the extra money to spend on getting the book, go to the library card, get a library card, go to the library and go browse their book section. When it comes to fiction, nonfiction, cooking, artwork, there's so many things, references that you can refer to, if maybe getting a book about hobbies, right? What type of hobbies to start? Maybe you can get a book about that, or you can get a book about volunteer work and how it is, the connection to people in a community. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to help revive yourself. Maybe you just want to get a good fiction book, like a good hot and steamy romance novel, or there are all types of books out here. So many people with great works and ideas and arts and things like that. And that's something that you can have and something that you can achieve too. But you got to put your best foot forward, right? So I hope this video was helpful to you to kind of decipher, like, man, what's going on with me and how can I help myself be revived, be renewed, right? Just be that person, maybe who you used to be, that happy-go-lucky person, and you seeing now that you are just not that person anymore and you want to get back to that. Take some of these tips and implement them into your life. I know this stuff is not going to happen overnight. It takes time because you want to try to get back consistent and get used to doing something that is new, something that is vibrant, something is going to help heal you, something that's going to help bring you out of the dark and into light. So that is it for me. That is my time. Again, I hope this video is helpful to you. I hope you, just take it, with a grain of salt and say, hey, I am going to put those action steps in place.